Good day to all. AsaQr is with you, and today in Mobile Hero Wars I will show you a new hero Folio at maximum leveling. Watch this video to the end to enter the prize drawing and get resources. Subscribe to my channel. Here you will find a lot of unique information that you did not know about before. The new hero Folio, being a mage in his class, joined the ranks of Path of Mystery. It's only been a month since the introduction of Folio, and the developers are already introducing another hero. If this trend continues, the balance between the characters will change faster than before. But how much faster? In this video we will touch on this issue. This hero is not as cheap as Octavia, Oya, Cascade, Kayla, and Aiden were. Does this mean that the expensive character, who the Folio is, should have more significant power? Let's figure it out. The new character is of particular interest, as his skill contains the mechanics of gaining bonus energy, which is so important in order to fight the meta heroes listed above. At the time of August 2024, the balance of power among all the heroes outweighs inside of the physic heroes and dodgers. Let's see if Folio can compete with them equally. The main characteristic of Folio is intelligence, and he is located behind Amira and in front of Isaac, which is quite typical for most mages. At maximum leveling with 40 glyph levels and taking into account all sets, he has a little more than 210,000 health, which is very small even for a hero with the main characteristic of intelligence. And also 45-0 armor is nothing, and therefore the Folio suffers greatly from Yasmine and many other physic heroes with massive damage. I understand that in the future he will be given several skins, including armor and health, but we must state the current fact: these parameters are very weak for him now. It is important to note that Folio has as many as 3 active abilities. This is very rare because many heroes in our game have 1 or 2 active abilities and the 4th is passive, but everything is not so with this hero. And this is good, because the use of each active ability gives the hero 10% energy. Folio also has the first artifact with effect of distributing a magic attack. This is a typical effect for a magic damage dealer. It goes very well with his skills and will be useful to other mages in the team. Speaking of abilities, you can see their game description on the screen. But let's figure out the possibilities of Folio together. His skills are really interesting and require detailed study. Unfortunately, the cooldowns of Folio skills are not available to me yet, but I will let you know if I become aware of them. With the first skill, Folio creates a blot above the center of the area where the enemy team is standing, which grows in size for 5 seconds. When the creation of orb is completed or the use of the ability is interrupted, orb will rain down on enemies and deal magic damage to the area. The damage of ability increases for every half second the orb grows. This ultimate is an interruptible skill, similar in mechanics to Mojo's or Jet's ult, and if Folio is knocked off his ult, the ink ball will not disappear, but will deal as much damage as the number of seconds it was applied. It is important to note that any positive effects, such as Nebula's orb, Zesh's second skill buff, and the first Folio artifact itself during the application of his ult, affect the damage dealt, so it is important to get all of these effects not at the moment the ult starts, but during its immediate application. In that case, Folio from this skill does a really high amount of damage, especially if there is a magic penetrator in the team, plus the area of application of ultimate covers a considerable area. With the second skill, Folio covers the body of the nearest enemy with ancient scriptures for 4 seconds and deals magic damage. The opponent covered by the scriptures loses the ability to move. When the effect ends, the target and all enemies around them will take additional magic damage. This is a very useful skill that allows Folio to immobilize a tank for a while, and if he has heroes with pushback, such as Cascade, on his team, he has a very hard time getting back to the front row. Thus, this skill is able to reveal weakly defended heroes of the second position, which may prove useful. With his third skill, Folio creates an ink copy in front of an allied team. The copy is immobile and has Folio's 84% health, magic defense penetration, and magical attack. Each parameter is additionally increased by 36% for each allied hero of Mystery in addition to Folio itself. The copy has 0 armor and defense against magic. When opponents attack the copy, all allies around it gain 10 bonus energy. The copy is immune to healing effects as well as enhancement and weakening effects. This skill works in the following way. The copy is quickly destroyed by opponents, and due to this Folio, and allies nearby get additional energy, which in turn allows you to reach the ult much faster. This is a very useful feature not only for Folio within a team with mystery heroes, but also with any other heroes who play from an ultimate such as Zesha, Georgian, Amira, Satori, and so on. Therefore, Folio can be considered not only a mage with damage and control, but also a support hero to some extent. After all, he still has a 4th active skill called Curse of Knowledge, which allows Folio to steal a portion of intelligence from the opponent with the highest intelligence for 16 seconds, and when the effect ends, all enemies are attracted to the target of the ability. The ability's pull to the target is so powerful that it pulls all heroes on the opposing team to the same plane, and this allows Folio himself to apply ultimates to all opponents at once, as well as his other allies with mass damage to a small area of effect. The first time I looked at this character in battles, it was extremely surprising to me to see just how the mechanics much pull opponents from this skill. Just so you understand, Kayla instantly flies back to her team. Combined with Faceless, Cascade, or Maya, Folio is incredibly hard to hinder the opposing team from advancing on the battlefield, even those heroes that don't have the ability to jump into the enemy team, and so the fight becomes very hard to fight. By the way, a great tank for him is Anvari with his stuns and basic small area attacks. And it's fair to point out here that Folio's 4th skill is a debuff, so Iris burns him mercilessly. Given the analysis of his abilities, who was this character created for? I think he's pretty versatile in his roles, being a damage dealer, control, and support all in one, so Folio will appeal to anyone who plays mystery heroes, teams with Zesha, Faceless, and Georgian, Mushy, as well as those with Nebula and Anvari in their possession. In Mystery Path, Folio can replace Amira. Many people compare these two characters to each other, and although they are quite different, I personally like Folio better due to the relevance of his abilities. His repulsion and bonus energy accrual is very useful. He becomes tempo and can do an extremely high amount of damage with his ultimate himself. Plus, let's not forget that Folio can be used with the same Dante and Octavia. This makes sense from the point of view that already 2 heroes in this trio have the ability to accumulate additional energy. Also, Dante's repulsor spears are even more successful in helping Folio push everyone into a pile, and ultimate to do a lot of damage all at once. Instant damage immediately to an area with his ulta is not periodic, which is cool. Many characters don't have time to react and use their abilities in response. And the element of control from Folio's 2nd skill is definitely welcome, because most mages with damage in our game can only deal damage without any other skills that can bring fuss to the opposing team and break their formation. And coupled with his 4th skill, the opposing team is simply forced to survive huddled together, so expect some interesting variations with Folio on inter-server battles. Folio himself against Dante and Octavia, on the other hand, isn't as good as I'd like it to be. The thing is, Octavia allows allies to dodge magic damage, so the new hero isn't as effective against that nasty bunch of dodgers as I'd like him to be. Also, as mentioned earlier, Folio has very little health and armor, making him extremely vulnerable to Yasmine, Oya, and other physic heroes, Iris, and mass damage, so it will be hard to use him in defense. This hero, like Cascade, needs a few skins to start to reach his full potential, but right now we can say that he's not an imbat, he's just a balanced hero that is sometimes nice to use on offense. In conjunction with Maya, Cascade, Mushy, Zesha, Anvari, and Nebula, he is especially good. His Folio works worth his money considering what strong characters like Julius, Oya, Octavia, Cascade, Kayla, and Aiden were introduced before him at a much lower price. Compared to them, he's definitely not worth it. However, I noticed that the era of Imba heroes is over and Folio is the second hero after Solil, who is not as omnipotent as those I listed above, and it's good, because maybe in the future there will be a counter units on these heroes, and Folio will always be good. Meanwhile, for the 5 of you, I'll help you get more resources. Participate in the giveaway right now, the point of which is to simply leave a comment below this video with your in-game account ID. The main requirement for participation is also to subscribe to my channel and like this video, so subscribe. The more you are waiting for a large number of unique videos, the winner will be chosen randomly. The results will be announced very soon. I will reply to the winners in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you soon.